And I'm Jesse Hurlbert.
Welcome to Arthropod Adventures. This is Season 4, Episode 6, The Walking Camouflage.
Today's arthropod can be found out and about across northern North America, although you'll find different species across the globe. But you'll have a hard time spotting them, but you'll probably find them amongst the trees with maybe some of the best camouflage around. What do we say, Char?
Can you guess what it is? Today brings us to the world of the
Common
animal
American
walking
stick.
stick.
So, wait, is a stick an arthropod? No. So this must be something different. A walking stick. That's weird. Is that weird? You've never seen one, have you? No, not until we drew the picture. So, Charlie, this will be the first time.
Discuss a walking stick on the
podcast.
And we
Are.
We learned that, I forgot. Purpose.
We're pretty excited about it. We've never talked about a walking stick before. Now, I know some people call them.
About it.
Can I tell you something, Char? Growing up, everyone always called this a stick bug. And you know how I feel about the word bug, right? Yeah, bleh, right? Because certain things are bugs and certain things are not. And true bugs belong to the order Hemiptera, right?
Hemiptera.
Yeah. So, before we get into their scientific name and its etymology, I thought I would share an interesting piece of information about the common name walking stick. In an article written by Donald Lewis entitled Sticks That Walk, great title, Donald, he gives us an important and noteworthy information that's kind of grammatical in a sense. Charlie, you ready for this? And I quote, "The insect name walking stick is spelled as one word.
And this is...
But your computer software spell check program won't approve of it. But the one-word spelling is the correct form when mentioning the insect. A walking stick, spelled as two words, is another name for a cane or a long stick that you use when walking." End quote. This was really a cool piece. Kind of into the whole etymology and grammatical stuff now. It's a really useful piece of information. So make sure you're paying attention to whether it's one word or two word, and it'll give you a clue on what you're talking about.
And you want to know what this is? This is not a stick. This is an arthropod.
That's right. This is not a stick. This is an arthropod. It's an insect, right? So their scientific name is Diaphemoria femorata. Yeah, that's a hard one. These scientific names are tricky. We should probably look them up beforehand, but I try to just go off the cuff. So the genus, Charlie, was almost impossible for me to get information on. The only thing of note I found was a blog post called The Hiker Notebook. And here the author, who I believe was William Needham, states, and I quote, "The generic name has no established etymology, but may imply the use of chemical signals known as pheromones, and used by these insects probably. And dia, the beginning of the word, meaning consisting of." End quote. So sometimes finding the etymology of words is pretty tricky. Now, the species name, femorata, has some Latin origin and refers to the thigh, or obviously the femur. Do you know where your femur is? You learned about the body. The femur's a bone. Do you remember?
No.
It's right here. Where is that? Where is it? What is it? It's inside your leg, right? It's the biggest, strongest bone in your whole body. To break your femur bone is an intense thing.
No, your biggest bone is your butt.
No. And you want to try reading?
I feel like this is
This is
and animal that you
either
see a
ton.
or never I will.
Yeah, so I feel like you either see a lot of them or you never see any. Now, Charlie, last year, 2 summers ago at camp, I was lucky enough to find one of these, and it was mesmerizing. Luckily, Papa always has his heads down looking for arthropods and all kinds of crazy stuff. Otherwise, I would have looked right past it. And it was tiny, probably like inch and a half, very small. It was kind of just sitting at the bottom of a tree, kind of just blowing the breeze. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But for me, it really was truly the master of disguise in that moment. You want to read? Their
name
implies
they look like stick. They have
narrow
bodies and can grow up to 3 inches for males and arthropods.
Another
½ inch or so for females.
Another
way to tell the difference between the male and females are the
closest not even CL first. Colors. So we gotta look at the colors first, Jar. So the males tend to be brown, while the females tend to have a green tint to them. And this is when they're adults. When they're young, we'll get to that, but they start off green. So, Charlie, an insect has how many body parts? 3. And what are they? Right? Thorax, abdomen, right? So, and just like this, the stick insect, walking stick, has 3 body parts, and the head is the smallest of its parts. But with the addition of its antennas, it doesn't always appear that way because the antennas are about 2/3 the length of its body, which really gives the walking stick a longer appearance than it really is. I always find that fascinating. It's kind of like a longhorn beetle with its super long antennas. So then you still have its thorax in the middle, where its 6 legs come out of. Yes, and then you also then get at the end of the abdomen, the bottom part, is where you get a pair of cerci, which kind of look like mini clamps for the males. And the males will use those for a little bit of the mating process that we'll talk about later. Yeah. Now, the legs, like the rest of the body, are long and thin. And when at rest, they put them outright. Just put your hands up, Char, like this. You can't see us, but right, you put our hands up like that. Yeah. And when they leave, they're straight, right? And so the stick insect will leave them like that, and it kind of makes it look even bigger and even more like a stick, which solidifies its appearance. And according to the Animal Diversity Web article, which, Charlie, I use for research on so many of our podcasts, there are a few different ways to tell the difference between males and females. The authors, Lindsay Harrington and Dave Sanino, I apologize if I said your name wrong, although I'm sure they probably don't listen to our podcast. And they explain that, and I quote, "The femurs of males tend to be banded. Their 7th abdominal segment is longer than their 9th, and they feature cerci that lack spines," end quote. These methods would require a close-up view of these stick insects, which, I mean, I hope everyone does get a chance to see one up close, but just another little bit of information. You want to go?
Walking sticks come in all shapes and sizes, but are
mostly found
in
tropical climate. So they're found where it's warm.
So
Northern
walking stick has a
life cycle built
around this left.
around this life. So, Charlie, what I'm trying to tell people is, when you find species that live across in warmer climates, they can go through a lot of life cycles in a single year or multiple generations. But our northern walking insect only just has that one, at least in the north. So they overwinter as eggs, which helps them. And I don't know, missed a whole line there. So the mating process happens at the end of the warmer months of summer. Then the male will climb on top of the female and move his abdomen onto the females. And according to the Animal Web Diversity article again, and I quote, males of most species extend their abdomen down and around to the right. However, our species male passes theirs down to the left side of the female's abdomen, end quote. And this article gave some amazing details to the egg laying process when giving time estimates, which I don't really see a lot of. And I thought it was cool. They said, and I quote, the process of oviposition, that's ovipositor is what the female lays her eggs with, right? Tends to initiate between noon and 3 p.m. with peak activity ranging from the times of 3 and 9 p.m., end quote. The female drops her eggs one at a time, somewhere upwards of 100 or more I saw. They camouflage perfect with the forest floor. The eggs kind of look like tiny seeds, aiding in their safety on the ground underneath the tree where they were laid. You want to go? We already did that part. We already did that part. You gotta go here. These things really
do have
even
bean.
We used to call you bean when you were little. So they do look like a bean or a seed. They're a brownish, blackish, and cream colored, kind of like egg shape.
Ooh, I love cream.
Right? And they have this orange cap that kind of looks like a crazy spider web orange eye thing. Now, once the warmer months of the north come again, the eggs will hatch, and out will come the young nymphs.
Oh, cute.
They're so cute. And they just look like mini walking sticks. And the walking stick does not go through this complete life cycle like we think about. They're just smaller, right? As we call this the hemimetabolous life cycle, which means they don't go through the egg, larva, pupa, adult. They do what true bugs do and go egg, nymph, adult. And that just means, like you just said, they just look like little adults. Abdomen. Okay, so they will eat and grow through these different stages as nymphs, and these stages are called instars. The nymphs will start out green, but as they grow, they will develop their brown stick-like color, and in the case of the females, will retain a little bit of that green. They will spend their lives amongst the trees, eating and growing, making their way up the tree the larger they get, typically. I was surprised to learn that these are nocturnal, Charlie. Do you know what nocturnal means? Do you remember? Nocturnal means they come out at night, right? And we're diurnal, so we like to come out during the day.
Same as bears, but right now they're in their cave.
Yeah, they're hanging out, right? But I was surprised to learn that stick insect is nocturnal, though I guess that makes sense predatorial-wise. And I read a few papers that said their most active time is between 9 p.m.
and 3 a.m.
Typically, these insects are seeking out black cherry and American hazelnut trees. But I did see in a couple of the articles that oak trees were also popular, especially when the other trees were not available. So if you live near any of those trees, you want to give a good look during the summer, right?
Do we? No.
We actually don't have any oaks in our yard, but we do have maples, right? Because we make maple syrup.
Well, now we don't.
Well, not yet. In a couple months we will, though.
In summer.
No, not in summer. You do it in late winter. Like last summer. So while they do have amazing camouflage, like we've talked about, they are also known, they sway in the breeze like we talked about. So they'll put that front leg up and they'll just kind of, whoa, like this, like right in the breeze. And it helps them blend in even more. And it's kind of sad, but apparently that's not even enough, as birds are known to still predate on them. I saw specifically robins, and I think I saw leg
Yeah,
when
because
getting them.
they're fast.
May be able to grow.
Fox, I mean, like a winter fox.
Yep.
Like they change brown in the summer so they can camouflage.
Yes.
And then when it's winter, they turn white so they can camouflage in the snow.
Yeah.
And the white deer, they camouflage so they can hide in the snow from predators.
Oh, that's so cool. Your mom and I saw an Arctic fox in Iceland in the summer, and it was brown.
Arctic fox.
Yeah,
I mean.
well, winter fox works too. So, Charlie, the next time you are all out on a summer hike, we want you to take a closer look at the world around you. Maybe get down low, examine some trees and some grass, and you never know, you might be lucky enough to see a walking stick. Enjoy its beauty. Look for those males and female signs. If you find one, snag a picture and tag us in it. We always love that. And anything else you want to say before we go?
Beyonce.
Always got to say Becky Beyonce at least once. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to our show.
Check out the show notes. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, right, Charlie?
Yeah.
If you have an arthropod you would love to hear about, want to tell us what you think about the show, or found one of our mistakes, send us an email at arthropodadventurespodcast@gmail.com. And you can find us on Instagram at arthropod_adventures_podcast and follow us there. And thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Never stop learning. Show your show notes and never stop learning.
Stay inquisitive.
And never stop learning.
And always check out the show notes you're ready.